episode of In the Kitchen with Karen was filmed before a live studio audience. Hi everyone, and welcome back to In the Kitchen with Karen. So today I'm going to make for you my creamy artichoke and mushroom chicken. It only takes about 8 minutes to prep the ingredients and another 8 minutes to cook it. So it's quick and easy. It's going to have a nice lemony, garlicky parmesan cream sauce to it. It's going to have some artichokes, some sauteed mushrooms, red peppers, and onions. So for this recipe, we are going to need some mushrooms, some Italian flat leaf parsley, some artichoke bottoms, a red bell pepper, a shallot, some chicken breast, and some flour. So let's get started. Now for this recipe, you are going to need one 7.4 ounce can of artichoke bottoms. Now I like to use the artichoke bottoms instead of the artichoke hearts that you get, because the artichoke hearts tend to have some tough leaves on it, whereas when you get the bottoms, it's strictly the soft choke part of the artichoke. I know they cost a little bit more, but it's definitely worth it because you won't have any of those tough, gristly leaves that are stuck onto the choke. So what I did is I did a really quick marinade on these. And what you're going to do is chop them up into chunks. You're going to add about 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, the juice of 1 freshly squeezed lemon, a tablespoon of balsamic vinegar, and a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. And you're just going to mix all that up and let it marinate while we're prepping your other ingredients. So now we're going to take 1 large shallot and we're going to finely dice it. I like using shallots better than garlic and onions. I think it's a nice milder combination of the two. So this is about the size we're looking for. And now we're going to take 1 red bell pepper and dice that as well. Now this was a pretty big bell pepper, so I don't think I'm going to use quite all of it. Now I'm going to take some Italian flat leaf parsley and give that a nice chop. Okay, now I'm going to take a large chicken breast and I'm going to cut it in half, and then I'm going to cut that in half, and then I'm going to pound it out into 4 pieces. As you can see, I have pounded these pretty thin. I would say they're between 1/8 and 1/4 inch thick. And this way they're going to cook really quickly and they're not going to dry out. So for our next step, we are going to dredge our chicken breast in flour. And just shake off any excess.
Just say it.
And now it's time to saute them in a little bit of olive oil. So we're going to take a large non-stick skillet and heat it to medium-high. In the skillet, we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Once the skillet gets hot, we're going to add our pieces of chicken. And since they're so thin, they're only going to take about 3 minutes per side to cook. So after these are done, we're going to take them out of the pan and set them on a plate. Meanwhile, To our pan, we are going to add our large, finely diced shallot, our diced red bell pepper, and 4 ounces of sliced mushrooms. We are going to saute these until they get translucent and the mushrooms start to get a little color on them. This is going to take a couple minutes. Okay, this is looking good. Now we are going to add 3/4 of a cup of chicken stock. Then we're going to add 3/4 a cup of heavy whipping cream. And now this is going to simmer for 2 to 3 minutes or until it starts to thicken up. Now we're going to add 3/4 of a cup of finely shredded Parmesan cheese. Now we're going to add a handful of fresh parsley in. And to that we are going to add the juice of half of a lemon. And don't forget to add your marinated chunks of artichoke. Okay, now we're going to take our chicken and put it back in the pan. And we're just going to simmer that for another minute. Then we are going to take our chicken and put it on a platter. And we are going to finish reducing the sauce for 2 to 3 minutes until it gets thicker. So here we have it, our finished product, our creamy mushroom artichoke chicken. So this is a really great recipe if you're doing low carb, or of course if you're not like me. And you can serve it with rice, pasta. If you're doing low carb, it's really good on top of spaghetti squash, cooked spaghetti squash. So I hope you guys are going to give this a try. I'm going to try a little piece right now. I'm going to try to get a little piece of each thing.
Can we video that?
It's really good. You get the tanginess from the fresh lemon juice. It's nice and creamy. You get a little sweetness from the red peppers. It's really good. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you on the next episode.